And in news coming in from the state of Telangana in India, Hyderabad Police has busted the racket where a Sheikh spends rupees 10 lakh to marry minor. The police have arrested 8 Sheikhs from Oman and Qatar who were in the process of marrying minor girls. 3 Qazis, including Chief Qazi from Mumbai, were also arrested in the case. 5 brokers from Hyderabad, 4 lodge owners have also been arrested by police. Deputy Commissioner of Police Satyanarayan has said that the modus operandi of the racket was to target poor families with minor girls. Sheikhs promised them to pay money besides taking them to Gulf countries where they can have a happy life. The Sheikhs would spend anywhere between rupees 3 to 10 lakhs. Most of the money would be taken by the brokers and Qazi members. Back in August, Hyderabad Police arrested a 77-year-old Sheikh from Oman for buying a 16-year-old bride for rupees 5 lakh. The Qazi who solemnized the wedding was also arrested. And for more on this story, I am joined by our political editor from the newsroom, Kartikeya Sharma. Kartikeya, thank you very much for joining us on this story. This happens at a time when India, thanks to Kailash Satyarthi, who won the Nobel Prize in 2014, is hosting the largest march against sexual abuse against minors. Does India has a problem with the abuse, sexual abuse on minors?
You see, this is, Daniel, it's not only about sexual abuse. This is about child trafficking. This is about a sort of a system, or this is about a practice which is very both, I can say, both pre and post colonial in nature. And this is something very Hyderabad centric, though it has often been witnessed that in economically distressed areas women have been sold. But what happens in Hyderabad and adjoining areas is that children are married off to Arab Sheikhs, to people who live in either Yemen, Saudi Arabia, Dubai, any other part of the Arabian Peninsula. They take them away. They think it's a marriage. They think that, you know, they're going to lift the girl out of poverty. But then the girls are used as sex slaves, and then they are sent back, or they're used as domestic servants. And slavery, whether it's not there in the constitution, it's abolished in most of the places in Arabian Peninsula. But somehow it is still part of the Islamic practice in Saudi Arabia and other countries, where it is okay to have slaves. And if you look at the larger history of slavery, it's not only Hyderabad, but the certain parts of Africa from where slaves were taken. And it's not as if only Arabian Peninsula was participating into it. The whole colonization of the southern United States of America, certain parts of Gujarat, slaves from Western Africa were taken to southern parts of Gujarat also. But saying that this specific element and practice of trafficking continued for past 40-50 years, a big racket has been burst. 20 people have been arrested by the police. So it's an important development which has taken place. And the MEA is now being pressed into service so that the people, the girls who are there, they can be retrieved back. So it's an important development.
Definitely a very important development. And you told me it's 40 to 50 years that such events, unfortunately, are taking place. So what is the solution, the final solution? What could it be?
See, there are two things. One is the issue of poverty, but poverty does not explain everything. Then the issue is of the cultural ecosystem. In that cultural ecosystem, women do not have rights, you know. A girl of age of 14, 15 doesn't have that right, doesn't have that bandwidth to say no to her parents. She thinks it's an escape from the dreary life or the life of poverty. But it's not an escape, it's like a direct route to hell, because you are treated like a slave there. You are treated like a servant there, unpaid servant. And then you are also violated personally, and then sent back to the country, not even sent back. You are abandoned. And one can understand the societies with different cultural practices, which specifically is the Arabian Peninsula. You are as good as dead there. So, this is an issue which cannot be relegated to the realm of NGO. It required some intervention. This is a police intervention which has taken place, but it requires an intervention at larger level that the girls are not trafficked, because, marriages cannot be prevented, Daniel. Marriages take place interculturally, between religions, between nations. But in the pretext of marriage, this trafficking used to take place. That needs to end.
This was Kartikeya Sharma, our political editor, helping us to understand better about the unfortunate event of Sheikh coming from Oman and Yemen buying young Indian girls as brides.